감사합니다. 안녕하세요 여러분들. 좋은 아침이에요. 너무 좋지 않지만 너무 추운 아침이에요. 영도요 영도. Welcome to my home this very cold winter morning here in Istanbul. Yeah, today is a 0 degrees morning. So even though it's bright sunshine, even though it's bright sunshine, it's 0 degrees out there. And after having cut my own hair, running out of time to go out there and look for a cafe, and it's also very cold, so I really don't want to go out there either. So today I'm doing streaming from my most favorite place ever, which is my home. I know not a lot of people like to see me stream from home, yeah. But lately I've been checking out some live streamers, and I realized that most streamers stream from home. So why is it that I can't? Why is it that I can't stream from home? So streaming from home is pretty much a default for the way I observed so far. I've just randomly checked out some live streamers, and I see that it's streaming from home is pretty much the default. Why? Because you have all your equipment and you can control environment. So important. I've always been streaming outside, and like I say, it's so hard to control the environment. And like yesterday again, I got hush by people in the cafe. So I'm never able to give like full energy out there in the streaming the cafes, but streaming at home, I can do anything. I can be as loud as I like. I can project myself 100% out there. So I really like. 안녕하세요 일라이자. 좋은 아침이에요. 너무 좋지 않지만 너무 추운 아침이에요. 영도예요, 영도. Hey Elijah, are you from? Are you watching from Miami? Oh, Stoner, hi, been a while. Wow, it's been a long while, Stoner. How's it, man? It's very cold winter morning here, 0 degrees Celsius. And so I'm streaming from home today. Don't want to go out there in this kind of cold for no reason. It's too cold. Even though it's very sunny. You guys won't believe it. This sunny is 0 degrees Celsius, okay? And when we approach to January, it gets down to about -3, -4 degrees Celsius. So more and more I won't be streaming outside. Elijah Ani. I asked because Limpeh went to Miami today. So Limpeh is in Miami, and I know some of you watching are from Miami. Oh, Tressa from St. Martin's. Good morning. Stoner from Libya or wherever, I don't really know. I don't think he's ever telling the truth. And from the way Stoner speaks, I know it's a he. Ladies don't talk the way he does. Elijah, I see. See, I cut my own hair today. The other reason why I'm streaming from home is this. Cutting my own hair took so much time that I just finished. So I got no time to go out there and look for a cafe. And incidentally, it's also like 0 degrees out there. So what for? It's a minus and minus. Might as well stream from home. So how's everybody's Christmas week going on? You guys doing anything special? Does Christmas week feel special to you? While cutting this part, I cut into my face. Man, look at that. There's a slash here. That's the danger of cutting your own hair with a pair of paper scissors. Sometimes, when you get the angle wrong, you snip and then you snip into your own face. I got it here. Just now. Ooh. Yeah, I've been cutting the last time I go to a salon was like last summer. Was the last time I went to a salon was in September last summer. So September. So I have not been to a salon for October, November, December for 3 months. Coming 4 months. I'm closer to 4 months than 3 months now. Let's see how long. See, the only thing I can't cut myself is the back. So as long as the back is okay, I will just keep trimming myself. So pretty much go to a saloon twice a year. I thought you have dreadlocks because you're a Predator fan. Predator, Predator 1, 2, 3, Predator versus um Alien versus Predator AVP. Elijah, Christmas to me is like any other day. Yeah, actually same here. But um, of course, I live in the most hip shopping area here in Istanbul, and Christmas does look different here. They're all dressed up and everything. So I think on Christmas Eve, I'll bring you guys on a walk down the shop the hippest, most up class shopping street here in Istanbul, here in Turkey actually. Yeah, this is the most up class area in the whole Turkey, and bring you guys down for a walk and see what the deco is like. Yeah, it's Christmas deco all around. And even if you go to Taksim Square right now, you know the famous Taksim Mosque, right? In front of the mosque, there's a huge Christmas tree right now, super huge, saying 2022 Mutlu Yilal. Istanbul 2022, it says. GY Tan, GY Tan, never seen you in a long while. Welcome, welcome. Long time no see. Thought you mati. Oh, streaming from home is so good. Stoner for life. I have 1% battery and have a good news year Christmas or whatever that means. You know, Stoner is always talking cryptic. Have a good one, buddy. See you again. And yeah, welcome, welcome. GY, today I'm streaming from home. Outside it's 0 degrees Celsius, and I just finished cutting my hair. So I trim my own hair, by the way. I haven't been to the salon for 3 months, uh, so I'm out of time. I don't have time to go out and find a cafe, and it's 0 degrees out there, so I might as well stream from home. And yeah, GY, I was a bit busy, so no time to join a live stream. Sorry. No, it's okay. Of course, busy is good. That's why I keep saying, no, my core message is this, stop reading about life, stop watching about life, go out there and live life, experience life. You should be doing things out more and more. If all my viewers like catch the message, right, then eventually I should have no viewers. Elijah, coffee or hot chocolate? Oh, coffee, coffee. One coffee a day. Okay, I'm still down to one. Right now, I'm down to one coffee a day. I'm sticking to it. And it's not just coffee, it's bulletproof coffee. Coffee with organic ghee. So it looks really oily. Coffee guyu. See, it looks oily, yeah? Yeah. My home is the only place I can get bulletproof coffee. Or tang tang coffee. Or coffee guyu. Guyu. My home is the only place in the whole of Turkey that I can get this kind of coffee with organic lard. How's everybody's Christmas week so far? But actually, like, ever since I cut down to 1 cup of coffee a day, oh, my energy level just have been rising consistently. Yeah. Very consistently. In fact, I find myself having a lot extra energy to do trash like play video game lately. Okay, playing video games is absolute trash and waste of time, by the way. I keep saying, no, if you want to stay young and you want to be deeply spiritual and you want to live a very stress-free life, one thing you need to quit is gaming. I've been a gamer for 40 years. Okay, that's why I can tell you need to quit gaming. Elijah, I've been drawing, taking online Udemy and resting. Yeah, drawing and online Udemy, right, builds builds your skill and energy. But video gaming is a pure waste of energy. There's no bloody, okay, there's slight fringe benefit you get here and there. But overall, it hurts you more than it gives you anything. The drawing is good. Drawing gives you energy. Drawing connects you to your deeper self. Okay, and the more connected you are to your deeper self, the better developed you become, and the less stress and all that. Actually less stress and all that things are just very very surface things you get if you're into a spiritual practice. But drawing, and Udemy, taking courses to improve yourself, this thing builds you up, But I'm gonna tell you the truth about video gaming, it's just complete trash. And I still do it. It's one of my top two hobbies that I've been doing non-stop for 40 years. It's very hard to quit something that you've been doing for 40 years. Good morning, Alphas, for Kathmandu, Nepal. Wow, I haven't seen you for a long time, Alphas. How are you doing? Welcome to Christmas week. Is Nepal all dressed up for Christmas like here in Turkey? Turkey is Muslim country, by the way, but still dressed up for Christmas. Christmas tree everywhere. Mistletoe selling everywhere on the streets. Elijah, I game when I'm able. Mr. Tokokyumi, hello. I used to play Counter-Strike. Same. I play Counter-Strike since beta. Yeah. Beta Counter-Strike where it's not internet-based but intranet-based. Why? Because those days internet is blue screen, is capable of nothing. So Counter-Strike back then was intranet. You remember? You need to go to a certain cafe where they link all the computers together, then you play. Then we shout at each other and we curse at each other, basically because our enemies are sitting across the other side, right? So we will be fucking like vulgarities across the room, and so the whole room is very vulgar. Yeah, have you been there? Alphas, I'm good. Alphas, not at all, only in church. Oh, interesting. Here in Turkey, pretty much everywhere, like I show you, even cafes, along the streets, in front of mosque, in front of Taksim Mosque, one of the biggest mosque here in this area, is a huge 6 stories high Christmas tree with the star on top. Okay, if you guys don't know, all this Christmas tree, all these things are not Christian. All these are European winter tradition. But there's only one element in this whole thing that's Christian. There's the star on top. And you know what? That Christmas tree in front of the mosque has that star on top. And it says Istanbul 2022. Mutlu Elan. If you check out my Instagram, I posted a photo. Christmas tree in front of a mosque here. A major mosque, not just an unknown mosque. It's a major mosque, a tourist attraction mosque in Taksim Square. GY Tan, yeah, this is so true. I've been gaming for so long now, and as I look back, I feel like I wasted so much time on something unnecessarily. I could have spent the time in something more useful. GY Tan, right up to last night before I sleep, I was gaming. I was still playing Star Citizen. If you ask me what's the biggest benefit of gaming, like even though I live such an esoteric life, I'm so disciplined and strict about everything I do and eat and live in my life, and I even become monk and all that stuff, right? How do I keep up video gaming as a hobby since for the past 40 years? Non-stop, no? Pretty much non-stop. Of course, there are periods where I have no access, like when I was a monk. Okay, but the thing is this, I pretty much never stop. Now, so people ask me, so what about video game that kept me playing video game all my life? Actually, right now thinking back, number one, now video game is a huge time sink and energy sink. It sinks the two most important resource in your life, which is time and your energy. You pump a lot of spiritual or chi energy. What do you mean? What? Just sitting there playing game, you spend chi energy. What do you mean? You know why? Because in Huangdi Neijing, which is a Chinese classic of qi, okay, a 2,000-year-old book on qi, it says this, 九世伤神, 神伤经. It means that the longer you look at, basically it means the longer your eye receives light continuously, the more it hurts your spirit or chi. Okay, basically that's what it means. Of course, it's a little bit more complicated than that. That means gaming literally takes away the two most important things in your life, time and chi or energy. So why do you do that? So if something cost me so dearly, you have to give me something back even better, right? Now, yes or no? And it does, honestly. I find tremendous benefit in gaming in a few areas. Number one, depending on the genre and stuff, but basically all games make you more creative because it makes you see a worlds, not just one world, but many different worlds beyond the world that we currently know. So it allows you to experience things that you could not experience in your day-to-day experience. The second thing about gaming is it's a problem solving training. All games are about problem solving, okay? And games put you into situations where you solve problems that you don't get to solve on a day-to-day basis, and therefore you're more prepared for a variety of crazy things that will happen in even in real life. Okay, so this is the other thing I really like about gaming. And number three is gaming allows you a sneak peek experience into certain things that you may want to follow up in real life. Like what? Okay, you like Counter-Strike, so it's all about gun. Okay, it gives you a sneak peek into how playing with guns feels like, and you can follow up with that experience into real life, go to a gun club or something and then start going real. And so game is a good way for you to have a sneak peek into a certain experience that you don't already have, and then you can follow up the experience into your real life, into a hobby. So these are the three things that I really like about video gaming, that even though it literally cost me my life, yeah, because it costs you your time and chi energy. Okay, I cannot just say energy, because when you say energy, a lot of people think calorie energy. Honestly, you don't spend calories uh playing video game. Yeah. Now, so when you talk about time and chi energy, we're talking about life. Life is time and chi energy, right? There's nothing else. This is life. So you're literally spending life to play a video game. So it must come with some solid benefit. And to me, these are the three very solid benefits. I can't tell you enough how many times I started a new hobby because I first experienced it in a game. Yeah. And I really wanted to like take up flying, go to join a flying club, simply because I've been playing Star Citizen. I've been flying around so much, and I really want to experience it for real. Yeah. Elijah, you can game and make a career out of it, but you need to be very skilled. You see, Elijah, exactly. That's why this brings us back to the old topic that we spoke of before. That people these days have opportunities to make money where we didn't have when we were young. These days, kids can make a career out of gaming. We couldn't. We couldn't. Back in my days, no matter how well you play Mario Bros, you're not gonna make a career out of it. No way you can make one bloody cent out of playing Mario Bros, the best in the world. But today, you don't even have to be the best in the world. You just have to be decent at the game, and then you can start twitching, and then you can start live streaming. You can start making money. That's why, I don't understand why kids keep telling me, oh, I have problem making money, I have problem making money, I need to learn how to make money. Come on, you guys are surrounded by money making opportunities and that didn't exist during my time. During my time, you want to make um income outside of a fixed job. There's only three ways. Okay, there's pretty much no other way. Pretty much only three ways. You build a business, you do real estates, or you do something related to the stock market. These are the only three things you can do. Yeah, no other choice. There's no such thing as, oh, okay, becoming a YouTuber or streaming a game or just playing a game or joining a game tournament. Ooh, these things didn't exist. You're surrounded by money making ideas that we didn't have back then. Mr. Tokokyomi. Now older, the reaction is slower compared to younger days. Lack of training and the focus isn't there compared to then. Yes, that's why Mr. Tokokyomi. These days, I play more strategy games and simulation games. Actually, right now, I play mainly number one, Star Citizen. Star Citizen, I've been playing for about 10 years. Okay, space simulation. I play it not for reaction now, it's to experience the different environments and the different spacecraft and the different physics. It's a world that I don't have access to in real world, so it's very interesting to me. And second, um I play a lot of strategy games like XCOM. Actually, XCOM series I've been playing since 1980s. I played since XCOM UFO Defense. So XCOM series I'm still playing today. It's called Phoenix Point. And also I play a few. I always like martial art games. Yeah, my game because martial is the other 50% of my hobbies. Yeah, so I still play a lot of wuxia games like 仙剑奇侠传. I still play 侠之道. I still play 天域奇侠. Yeah, yeah. I still play all the wuxia fighting games. Like also for honor for quite a while I was playing for honor. And last year when I was playing for honor for a few months, and like I said, you see, this is the thing. Then I experienced, wow, armored combat looks like that. So it gives me a little bit of experience into something I've never done before. And you know what? I took the experience into real life. I started armored combat. I started to learn Hema longsword. And I started to learn all that. And it led me into a new real life hobby. I still have all my armor back home in New York. Yeah, if I go back to New York, 100% I'm picking it up again. So as you can see, this is how video game really added to my life. It added to my real life because from the experience I get in video games, I take the experience and I try to do it in real life. And always the results always were quite amazing. Always um um show me like worlds or things that I never experienced before. Why do I keep wanting to experience? Because in the end of the day, remember, if you guys watch my video on the purpose of life, what's the purpose of life? Is to experience as many varied experience across the world, across life as possible. That's the purpose of life. That's the purpose of a 90 years visa visit to Earth. You want to experience as much of it as possible. And that's why I keep saying, if one day I become a spiritual teacher, my core message is just this: get off your screen, get off your book, go out there and just do and experience life. Elijah, true what? Elijah, there's scientific theory that those who game have faster reaction. Oh, definitely. Mike Man X. Hi Limpeh, some games are essentially interactive movies. Yes. What we call interactive novels. Yeah. A lot of games are interactive movies. Even like the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy series have always been like an interactive movie with interactive combat as well. Alphas. When we play games, we start to grow panda eyes and dark rings. Yes. You see, right now my eye look like crap because last night I was gaming. Why am I gaming? Because my energy level is really high right now. Why my energy level high? Because I cut down on coffee. For 4 days, I've cut down to just 1 cup a day, and my energy level just saw through the roof. It's just crazy. Elijah, I play Punishing Grey. Wow, I don't really know these games. But Elijah, a lot of people are very surprised that I don't play Ghost of Tsushima. Everybody think as a samurai I play Ghost of Tsushima. I don't. Actually, I hate Ghost of Tsushima. You know why? Ghost of Tsushima is everything that's not samurai. The history is wrong. The gears are wrong. The techniques are wrong. Everything's wrong. To me, when I look at Ghost of Tsushima, I see a piece of heresy. Burn the heretic! I see heresy, Ghost of Tsushima. Mike Man X about gaming and making money. A friend of mine is a grandmaster. Oh, StarCraft grandmaster, you make a lot of money. Hundreds of thousands a year you can make. And makes 2K a month being on Rooster, just being available. Yeah. And if you do your tourneys and stuff, a grandmaster in StarCraft earns easily a few 100,000 a year. That's why Koreans are crazy over StarCraft. Still is such an old game. Elijah, there's an Ilbonin Ajuma who plays video game. Oh, I know. The Ilbonin Ajuma who plays shooting games or FPS games. She covered quite a few games. Quite impressive. I watched her play. Quite impressed. She don't have the reaction, but she's so serious about it that it's beautiful. She's not a good. She doesn't play it well, honestly. She doesn't play it well at all. But she's so serious about the game that is beautiful. Oh, you know the Yubone Ajuma who streams video games. Yeah. See, these days people of all age of all ages are jumping onto all these new ways of making money. And I wonder why the young people of the world today are not, you know. I see a lot of young people ask me how to make money. I say, my God, you're asking someone the age of your father how to make money in the real world. You're asking someone from the old world how to make money in your world. Your world has opportunities that we didn't have, you know. You should be teaching me how to make money in this real world, you know, in this new world. I am astonished and quite honestly very just aghast at how the new generation are unaware of the opportunities that exist today. It's just weird. Mike Manex about reaction time. My friend is 40 and still grandmaster. Oh, that's not easy. Tokokiyomi. You know, when I was 40, I did my final tournament in Battlefield 4. Okay. And I lost badly, of course, didn't even qualify. But and then I tested my reaction time. You know what's my reaction time? 0.2. Do you know what's the competitive reaction time now? The top 5 or top 10 even? 0.02. Whoa. Those are not human, no, not human. Mr. Tokokiyomi. The good old Chinese games when they haven't gone online. Oh, I played all the good old Chinese games back then. I my favorite back then, you know, it was not a long time ago. I think that was middle school already because the Chinese didn't catch on to making games until quite late. I think it's about my middle school. I started playing 笑傲江湖. Wow, the 独孤九剑. Wow, that rocked me. That was my first open world game ever. And 仙剑奇侠传, my first open world game. So the Chinese were pioneers in open world games back then. It's amazing. Mike Man X. XCOM UFO Enemy Unknown. Oh, was the best game ever. No, I'm sorry. Mike Man X, the greatest game ever was XCOM UFO Defense and XCOM Enemy of the Deep. Okay. XCOM UFO Enemy Unknown. Okay, Enemy Unknown, I clocked 300 hours, but this is just a rehash of an old idea. The great idea came from UFO Defense and Enemy of the Deep. In fact, I actually like Enemy of the Deep best in the whole XCOM series. Also, Syndicate was good. Oh, Syndicate was one of my old favorites. Like, I love Syndicate so much because Syndicate was the first video game back then that is based on cybernetic implants, you know. So that was the era where movies like Terminators were the big thing, right? And so this game became my extension into that genre of what I watched in the movies, you know. Wow, I was like amazed, like, and I began to research deeply. Is it really possible, like, to have implants like that? And then over the years, I never stopped this research, and I always really amazed by cybernetic technology. The latest XCOM that came out a few years ago was pretty good. Oh, yeah, of course, XCOM 2. XCOM 2, I clocked over 1,000 hours. With the War of the Chosen. Yeah, 1,000 hours I did. You guys see what a big game addict I am right now, yeah? Elijah, I love Virtua Fighter. Oh, yeah, the kung fu, the 8-bit kung fu thing. Wow, I played that a lot. But Virtua Fighter is not a Chinese game, right? And you know, before Virtua Fighter, I played Olympics most of the tick, 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 tick. That was way in my elementary school days. And my first breakthrough game was Mech Warrior. Wow, Mech Warrior was the first game that, to me, in my world, Mech Warrior was the first modern game ever. Because Mech Warrior was a jump from 8-bit games, simple 8-bit games like Virtua Fighter and Olympics, right, into an actual experience of doing something or piloting something, you know. So Mech Warrior to me was the grandfather of all simulation games. It's so crazy back then. And then Mech Warrior 2. Wow. I bought the collector's box, okay? Mech Warrior 2. So beautiful. I still have the box somewhere, I think, in my mother's house. L5. I used to play Tekken. Tekken was very old. Yeah, When Tekken first came out, it was actually in my middle school, and it was really new and hip then. And nowadays, PS4, PS5 is getting like drug for people because it's really realistic and spend more time on it. Yeah. So in the end of the day, right, no, you're not spending time on it, Alphas. Like I explained, you're spending your actual life on it, because you're spending time and prana energy. These are the two things you're spending when you're gaming. Okay, you're not spending calorie or physical energy. You're spending prana energy, and these two added together is what you call life. There's no life without time, and there's no time without life. So these two added together is what you and there's no time without and there's no energy without time. There's no time without energy. Okay, and these two added together is what people experience as life, and therefore you're actually spending life playing video game. So you have to be worth something. Mr. Tokokyomi, the standalone RPG. Oh, I started standalone RPGs with the Baldur's Gate series, the old Dungeons and Dragons series, the Ultima series. Yeah, very old. That was in my middle school already. Ultima 1, 2, 3. Alphas. I'm able to import myself in Tekken 6 game by tools. I don't even know what that means anymore. I don't do console. My last console was a Nintendo. Oh no, actually my last console was PlayStation 2, long time ago. I don't know what the new generations are about anymore. Hi Louis, welcome. Today we're for half an hour talking about video games and my 40 years experience in video games. Yes, if you guys think I'm experienced with a lot of things, right? Especially martial arts. Now there's something that I've done as long as I've done martial arts for 40 years, and that's gaming. And I was still gaming last night. Okay, I gotta be honest with you guys. Sometimes when my energy that level is that high and I just want to waste it, I game. Oh, and ever since I cut down coffee to just 1 cup a day, my energy has been going through the roof. Elijah, Chrome, Sekiro is another trash. Okay, basically none of the Samurai team games got it. Oh, only one Samurai team got it. Okay, if you definitely need to play and experience a Samurai game with the proper culture and the proper feel of being a samurai to it, there's only one game I can suggest. I recommend. It's Samurai Warriors 4. It's a samurai simulation. It's a samurai lifestyle simulation where you go around learning different kinds of swordsmanship and things like that. To me, that is as close as it gets to the right feel of being a samurai. Sekiro, Ghost of Tsushima, all are trash, complete trash. They're just generic action RPG dressed with samurai graphics without the spirit in it at all. Elmer, hi. Hope you're well. 1:40 a.m. here in Houston. Hi, I'm streaming from home today. It's a very cold day here in Istanbul. Even though it's bright daylight, yeah, it's a very sunny day, but 0 degrees out there. 0 degrees, man. I stay home in 0 degrees. So going forward, right, as we go into the coldest month of Istanbul, which is January, you're gonna see me staying home, streaming from home more and more. Because when it comes January, we're looking at -3, -4 degrees Celsius, and more you're gonna see me stream from home, okay? Just because it's so cold to be out there. Elijah and Mr. Tokokyomi, Honkai Impact and Punishing Grey Ravens are both Chinese games. Oh, interesting. Louis, Total War Warhammer. That's a new age already. I play Total War. My first and most favorite Total War game is what? Total War Shogun. Wow, Total War Shogun was so good, Total War Shogun pretty much laid the whole foundation for what it means to be a Total War game. I played Total War Shogun. I think I replayed every Shogun, every daimyo at least 100 times. It's something I play almost every day when I was in my middle school. Yeah, now you guys see. In my middle school, I don't study at all. I'm gonna tell you, I don't waste time studying. I don't waste time. I have homeworks. You know what I do about homeworks when I'm in middle school? The moment they give me a homework on the spot before the class finish, I will finish the homework. I won't listen to the last part, whatever they're saying. I will just do the homework right there, right then. And to the extent that towards the end, right, my teachers always scold me for it and say, homework means do at home. You don't do homework at school. I don't care. I'll finish up. And then after I leave school, no more. I don't think about anything schoolwork anymore. I play, I have fun, I do whatever. I don't know. I live life. Mike Man X. XCOM UFO Enemy Unknown is the same as. Oh no! It's not the same as UFO Defense. I'm sorry. It's not the same. Mike Man X. It feels completely different. You have to play the original UFO Defense to know what I'm talking about. The fact that you can say you said that, I know you have not played the game. It's completely different. I'm sorry. Yes, XCOM UFO Defense. Yeah, it is called XCOM UFO Defense everywhere. And the guy who created XCOM, Julian, he started a new series called Phoenix Point, which I'm still playing. It's still installed on my drive. And Phoenix Point captures the play style and the feel of XCOM UFO Defense much better than the new XCOM series. I'm not saying the new XCOM series is bad. Okay, Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within and War of the Chosen, they are amazing games. I spent over 1,000 hours on those on all three titles, but they are not the same level as XCOM UFO Defense or Enemy of the Deep. I'm sorry, they're not the same level. XCOM UFO Defense and Enemy of the Deep is in God level. Okay, this new XCOM series is just a good game, but they're not godly games. Okay. Elijah, oh, my brother and I love Syndicate. Yeah, Syndicate is so good. Syndicate was my first cyberpunk game ever, and my first introduction into a world where human and machines can blend and do crazy things. You know. If you like Cyberpunk, you like 207. No, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that CD Projekt Red should stick to making Witcher games. Not they don't have the Cyberpunk touch. They don't know what Cyberpunk is. I'm sorry. Cyberpunk 2077 is not Cyberpunk. You know what's the? If you ask me for a recent game, a new game that captures true spirit of Cyberpunk is The Ascent. The Ascent is a game from, I think, early this year. The Ascent. Or I don't know how we pronounce that, or the Ascent. The Ascent. The Ascent. Not Ascent. Ascent. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. The Ascent. The Ascent is the only modern game so far that I see capture the real essence of Cyberpunk. And as you can see, guys, as you can see, I am very in-depth into, I'm not just playing games, so I'm playing the spirit of the games. I'm capturing the spirit of these games and the spirit that they are conveying and the spirit upon which they're built upon. I'm not just playing the graphic, you know. Mike Man X. I played the original XCOM the first time I really got into X-Files back in the 90s. Oh, okay. But if you played, you will know that the new XCOM series is not comparable to the original XCOM series. I'm sorry, it's just the new XCOM series might as well just call itself a different name. Yeah, they didn't have the new XCOM series watered down what made the old XCOM series great, which is massive micromanagement. That was what made the original XCOM great. And that is the big difference between the original XCOM and the new XCOM. And this is what Julian recaptured in the new Phoenix Point. He wants to make a series, but right now it's just Phoenix Point. He recaptured that spirit of hassle and micromanagement in Phoenix Point again. And that micromanagement and brutality is what makes XCOM XCOM. And the new XCOM just missing in these elements. Mr. Tokokyomi at Elijah. Oh, didn't know that. Hadn't not playing that Now, my era was about the same with Limpeh. Doom, Command and Conquer, Street Fighter. Wow, you know how much money and time I spent on Street Fighter in the arcade centers. In order to, I practice Street Fighter just like I practice my martial arts. Practice the same move like 100 times every day just to perfect. Just to get the muscle memory in, hundreds of times every day. Elijah, Virtual Fighter is a Japanese game. Oh, okay. Well, you still remember the names. I don't remember the names anymore. Alpha, I love Dead or Alive 5. Oh, the new games. The zombie games? If you talk about zombie games, my favorite zombie game has to be. Incidentally, my favorite zombie game was not a zombie game. My favorite zombie game was actually Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah. Why? There was one season of Rainbow Six Siege where we were fighting zombies, and that was the best zombie experience I've ever had. Rainbow Six Siege might as well have taken that part and made it into a full zombie game. That was the best zombie game experience I ever had. They are alive and what's that? Daylight. The zombies are like, yeah, not classic. Elijah, though Dynasty Warrior. Dynasty Warrior goes way back. And of course, Romance of the Three Kingdom. Oh my god, I love Romance of the Three Kingdom. But you guys are talking about all these strategy games and stuff. Back then when I was in my middle school, actually my biggest genre was not all this. My biggest genre was the up and rising simulation games. F-14 Tomcat, F-117 Stealth Fighter, because that was the era when I was in middle school, which was like 30 years ago, where simulation games are starting to become a thing, where the computers, because the computers went from 386 to 486, and now 486 computing power is enough to produce the real-time kind of thing. So I was really big into simulations back then, really big. So big that, again, like I say, one of the three benefits of video gaming is an extension into real life. Yeah, so big that I actually applied into the Air Force. Actually, I spent 7 years in the Navy, but before that, I actually applied into the Air Force. I wanted to bring that experience into real life. But after I actually qualified, I took the test. I actually qualified as a pilot. But after I qualified, I went to the Navy. Why? Because at that time, I wanted to see the world more than I wanted to get stuck in one place and fly aeroplanes. Yeah, Sengoku Basara, Romance of the Three Kingdom. Yep. Oh, then Romance of Three Kingdom was fully Japanese. No English translations. These days, when you don't have English translations or your localization sucks, right? Wow, people vote down your game like crazy. Back then, there was no such thing as localization. If it's in Mandarin, it's in Mandarin. If it's in Japanese, it's in Japanese. If it's in Korean, it's in Korean. Yeah. GY Tan, thanks for the recommendation of the realistic samurai game. I'll check it out. Samurai history is interesting. Yeah, Samurai Warriors 4 is I think captures the real spirit. Yeah. You can compare Samurai Warrior 4 with Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima. Immediately you see a difference. Immediately you feel the difference. That Tsushima and Sekiro are both just action games, but Samurai Warrior 4, it's a pure samurai simulation. Samurai lifestyle simulation full of the cultural stories and backgrounds and what's happening during the time where Portuguese are going to Japan, and the real history, not fake history like Ghost of Tsushima. That's fake history. 64 degrees in Nepal. Oh, 0 degrees Celsius here, man. 0 degrees Celsius is what? 30 degrees Fahrenheit? Oh, I forgot. What's 0 in Fahrenheit? Elijah, there's a PC engine called Mugen. Yeah, I know Mugen. If you add characters to it, it becomes a game. It's a huge time span. You know, when it comes to video game history, I'm pretty much a video game historian. I've played every video game since its very beginning in the 286, 386 era to now. 40 years of video gaming. Pretty much a video game historian here. Dexter Huang. Hyung, do you watch Hellbourne? Yeah, I know. I watched one episode. It's a complete trash series and I stopped watching. You watch? You like it? To me, it's complete trash. The Chosun Saja, the three Chosun Saja look like gorillas. Complete trash. They should have made it more hellish, more slickish, you know. Well, there are three gorillas running around. What's scary about that? And the whole premise of this guy, like a cultist, going around talking about the will of God is just stupidity. It's just spreading nonsense ideas. That drama is complete trash, complete rubbish to me. It doesn't give you any ideas that or expand your ideas of mind in any way. It's all complete trash. And even the graphics look like trash. So there's nothing worth watching, and there's no A list. No A list. I don't know who you're watching. I don't know. So if there's no A list, you better have good graphics. So the graphics sucks. If there's no good A list and there's no good graphics, then it better be based on a solid idea that you can that lets you think deeper about life, like Dark, you know. But no, it's shallow as fuck and it's stupid and it's pretty much all the wrong ideas. So basically, it's a complete trash. You know what I watch on Netflix right now? At least this is better. The Witcher Season 2. Yes, The Witcher Season 2 is on, my dear friends. Especially my dear video gaming friends. The Witcher Season 2 is on. Okay, if you're a Witcher fan like me, definitely it's been a long wait for The Witcher Season 2. And even the Superman guy looks a little bit different, right? He looks fatter right now. Mike Man X, you mistook me about XCOM. The XCOM that came out in the 90s have two names. I wasn't talking about Enemy Unknown from yeah, I know. I played all the XCOM games. I played Enemy Unknown, I played UFO Defense, I played what's that? Enemy of the Deep. I was a big fan of that style. And if you played that style, you know, all hardcore XCOM fans like me, we all say that the new XCOM is not a spiritual successor of the old XCOM at all. And so that's why it led to a wave of trying to recreate the feel and to recreate the spiritual successor of the real XCOM, which is what leads to the development of what was known as the Argonauts, or what's that? Argonauts, yeah, which is pretty much completely the same, exactly the same in style as the old XCOM. Elijah, with Mugen, you can fight anyone, even Ronald McDonald. Elma, yeah, 0 degrees is super cold. I don't tolerate very cold weather well at all, despite being born during winter. Oh, I like winter, but I like the cold. I like it like that. I like staying at home, nice and warm when the weather is cold outside. I just don't like to be outside. My Man X. I was always talking about the original XCOM series. Yeah, slightly different names, all mean the same thing. Those 3 games. Actually 4. There's one more. Jared R. I don't know what's R. Elijah, Left 4 Dead Island. I see. Alpha is my favorite kung fu character of games are martial law, Fei Long, Liu Kang, Jane Lee, all tribute to Bruce Lee. So you're a big Bruce Lee fan, lah. Honestly, you know, when I was young, I wasn't a big fan of Bruce Lee. Honestly, I don't know many people are. Oh, okay, maybe are. But when I was younger, when we talk about Chinese kung fu guys, I'm a huge fan of Jackie Chan, not Bruce Lee. Mr. Tokokiyomi, Limpeh like strategy games. Must play Commando series, of course. And I played the first Commando, but not Commando 2. The first Commando was great because it was groundbreaking during that time. Uh, stealth RTS was new during that time. But after that, technology went on, and very soon to me that kind of game feels too much of a drag. So I played Commandos 1, but not 2. I never picked it up again. Like they did a new one. What's that? The Shogun thing. The commando that is based in ancient Japan. Even that I didn't touch because I don't like that pace of a game anymore. Oh, Armored Core, Elijah. Wow, Armored Core is a sad thing. Huh? If you know Armored Core and its history, you know it's a sad case. Like how it ended just like that. But the way Armored Core portrayed like mech warfare was unprecedented back then. Of course, to me, MechWarrior is still always going to be the greatest. Min Cookie. 0 degrees is 32 Fahrenheit. Yeah. So I still remember my Fahrenheit. Yeah. So 0 is about 30. That's right. So yeah, it's about 30 right now outside here in Istanbul. So very good morning. Wow, we spent all day, all morning so far talking about video games. Wow, video game is a huge topic. Yeah. 51 minutes of talking about video games and we're still on it. Good afternoon, B. Bye. Oh, Elijah, do you like Dead Space? Oh my god. Elijah, you're talking about one of my most all-time favorite video gaming series ever. I like everything about Dead Space, including all its anime, including all its products and t-shirts and stuff like that. I am a huge devourer of the Dead Space series. So, even Dead Space 3, everybody curse and swear at Dead Space 3 because it was nothing like what Dead Space 1 was, right? I still enjoyed it. I still played online. I still pumped like almost 1,000 hours into Dead Space 3, putting together all different kinds of weapons. Yeah, but of course I'm kind of sad because the premise of Dead Space 1 is actually their proprietary sound technology. Dead Space 1 was ahead of its time in terms of technology when it first came out. I think probably about 20 years ago already. Huh? When it first came out, Dead Space had the most achieved um real-time engine and the most innovative. Never before, no other games have this, the environmental sound engineering where the sound changes according to what's happening around you, and they portray this technology even on the menu screen where if you put your mouse in different areas the sound changes. So that technology was so ahead of its time then, and this technology created what was scary about Dead Space, and I'm so sad to see they stopped using this technology in Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 became nothing more than a third-person shooter. It wasn't scary in any way. Dead Space 1 was actually scary. Dead Space 2 was nothing. Dead Space 3 was just a fun, put guns together and kill them all. I enjoyed it, right? But it was nothing like Dead Space 1. Yeah, as you can see, like I can trace the entire history of the Dead Space series, and the stories as well. Yeah, the story is good. And this okay, Elijah, this is a good news though. They're talking about making Dead Space 4 right now, and to continue with the story of the Brotherhood Moon, because at the end of Dead Space 3, the Brotherhood Moons came together and the what's that conjunction or congregation happened, and so the Brother Moon happened, a whole moon of meat. Yeah, so what's after that? I think they're gonna continue on the story. I'm very excited for that. GY Tan, by the way, I just graduated from high school. What? You just graduated from high school? Wow. Now I have plenty of time to play game and experience life. If you have plenty of time, again, like I said, okay, I do not encourage anyone to play game. We've been talking about game for an hour, but my message is this: if you can, don't, because you're literally spending life playing video games, life that you can be doing life, you're spending in a video game. What's life? Two things: time and prana energy you're spending in video games. I would suggest focus on living life. If there's something you're interested in, go out there and experience it. Fuck video games. Okay, video games is a waste of time, waste of life, and waste of energy. And already I see modern people don't have that much of an energy left. You're literally like spending your last precious bit of energy in video games, and therefore, it is what I see in a lot of families. A lot of husbands they play game, they work all day, they're tired, and then they go home, they play game. They have zero energy left to have sex with their wife. There's zero energy left to even talk to their child. Yes, video games don't distress you. Video games don't help you recover energy. Video games spends more energy, right? So again, like I said, I see already modern people don't have enough energy, even even have don't even have enough energy left for their own family. Don't waste it in on video games. Video games suck up a shitload of energy and time, of course. It's not just time. It's for people who have luxury excess energy. Like I've not been playing game for quite a bit, but last night I was playing game. Last night I picked up Star Citizen again. Why? Because Star Citizen is 3.15 moving on to 3.16. Quite exciting right now. And because I have been going on the 1 cup of coffee a day routine for the past 4 days, and my energy level is just high right now. Yes, coffee sucks your energy. Coffee don't give you energy. So if you're feeling low energy, I suggest you go on a coffee, like you just take a break from coffee. I guarantee your energy level will go back up. Elijah, you get really immersed in that space. Yeah. No, you get immersed in that space 1, not 2 and 3. I'm sorry. 2 and 3 didn't do it. Crisis. Come on. Crisis. Crisis was, I still remember Crisis. I really hated Crisis. Why? Because Crisis 1, during that time, brought every single computer to their knees. Brought every PC rig to their knees. You go on your knees just to play Crisis. Yeah. But you were so ahead of its time. The CryEngine was so ahead of its time. But right now, CryEngine is just a piece of shit. Everybody uses the Unreal Engine or Unity engine. Much better. CryEngine is just a resource sucker that does nothing extra. So I played a little bit of Crisis, and I didn't go into Crisis 2. Not my favorite series. Crisis didn't do it for me, honestly. Elma, congratulations, GY Tan. Best wishes in the endeavors. GY Tan, yeah, I won't spend all my time playing video games. I will only spend a little time for games and do other things. Yeah. No, do play games only when you have true excess time and excess energy. I'm sorry to say, most people do not have excess time nor energy. I see most people taking time they cannot afford to waste and energy they didn't even have to play games. And that's very bad. Okay. You need to have real excess time and real excess energy to play games. And even I, okay, if you guys know my lifestyle, even I cannot say I have excess time. I don't have a lot of excess time now. So therefore, I feel that most modern people actually do not have excess time, and that you're actually spending time you don't have and energy you don't have for video games, and that's very bad. Okay. Mr. Tokokyomi, congrats, GY Tan. Wow, is graduating from high school these days something worth congratulating? Because when he said it, I feel like, it's just a normal phase of life. I didn't cross my mind to have to congratulate somebody for that. Honestly, I'm sorry, GY Tan. In my world, that just feels like it's just another thing in life. You should mingle with your friends. If you have a boy, go flirt with your female classmates. Yeah. If you're interested in, go out there, meet people, spend your hormones. This is the era of your hormones. Go spend your hormones. Leave out what your life cycle is supposed to do. Yeah. Elma, people don't have energy to do anything these days. Yes, energy is for living, not for being sucked into a virtual world. Yeah, exactly. People don't have energy for anything. That's true, Elma. That's exactly true. Right now, energy or the prana or the chi energy, right now is full of calorie energy. They have calorie energy that they never spend. Therefore, people are getting fatter and fatter. Yeah. But even though people are having more and more calorie energy, or what I call physical energy, people are completely drained of commonly called mental energy. It's not exactly mental, right? Because it powers everything else. And this chi energy, when I walk down the streets of places like Seoul, like New York, I see people pretty much at about 10-15% of the chi energy only. Enough to just move around like a zombie. No life in the eyes. Here in Istanbul, at least I see like at least 40% of chi energy in the people here. Hi May! In case you guys have just joined, welcome. Streaming from home today. It's a very cold day out there. 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Very cold day. No point going out there to look for a cafe in this cold and then get chased away. And then over the past 1 hour, we've been talking about video games. Yeah. I've spoke about the 3 main benefits of playing video games and the 2 things video game wastes you and why you should never play video game. Okay. But having played video games for 40 years, I'm pretty much a video game historian. I pretty much know every and any video game and how they came about and what their history is. So a lot of talk about, I've been talking about the history of video games and stuff like that. So GY Tan, no, it's okay. Frank Wonder, hi, do you have any advice on how to spend time on getting bush versus doing things that might be more productive? If I understand what you mean by spending time getting bush, the thing is this: you're still young. When you're young, you're ruled by your hormones. When you're in your 20s, your mind can focus on nothing but that. Because why? Because that's how genetically we're designed. That's when your hormones are raging and you want to reproduce. It's just a reproduction cycle. Just go with it. Yeah. Just go with it. There's no benefit whatsoever trying to fight it. It's just a natural phase of life. Just go with it and get over it. Believe me, one day you'll get over it, like me. In my 40s, I hadn't had it for more than a year and I don't miss it. Alpha, Jackie Chan is also my favorite actor. He uses martial arts comedies. Yeah. Drunken Master 1 and 2. Yeah, Drunken Master 2 was a real classic. Jackie Chan, I like. Actually, you've asked me, I like Jackie Chan not because of the comedy. I like it because he shows the pain and the real work behind martial art, the kung fu of the martial art, and not just the moves. Bruce Lee shows only the moves, but not the kung fu. What's the kung fu? The kung fu are all the training you need behind the moves. And Jackie Chan shows it. That's the reality. That's why learning martial arts, today every kid likes to learn martial arts as a pastime. In the past, learning martial arts, nobody wants to do because it's painful and hard. Learning martial arts is like telling someone to go through army. It's something like that. It's something like going through boot camp. That's learning martial arts. That's how much you need to transform your body to do martial art, which is why today I keep saying nobody's doing martial art. Everybody do forms and all this. I'm sorry, those are just movements. You don't have the martial art or the kung fu behind the movement at all. I don't see in modern people. No, there's no kung fu in martial arts today. Yeah, today's martial art is just a sport. It's just an exercise. That's why I keep saying, if you really want to fight, today's martial arts is just an exercise. You want to fight, a chair in your face still works better than today's martial arts. GY Tan, I really miss winter and traveling. Haven't traveled since 2020. Actually, you can, just that you don't want to. Alpha, I know Bruce Lee from 2010. Or 2010, that's what, 30 years after he died. Elma, what do you think of the Ip Man films? Are pure nonsense. Wing Chun is not like that. But of course, I watched Ip Man 1. That Ip Man 1 came out when I was in China. You guys know I was 10 years in China, right? And Ip Man 1 came out when I was in China. I was deeply impressed. And I went to learn Wing Chun for 2 years under one of Ip Man's direct disciples in Beijing. Okay, Master Wang. In fact, Master Wang got interviewed by the BBC. They did a program about Wing Chun with Master Wang in China. That's my master. After learning Wing Chun, now I can tell you the Ip Man movies are pure crap. That's not what Wing Chun is like. That's not what Wing Chun fights like even. Yeah. So just take it as entertainment. The Ip Man series do not show you what Wing Chun is about. Real Wing Chun fights completely differently. Like it looks completely different. Not like that at all. But Donnie Yen did a good job promoting Wing Chun because during that period of time, all the Wing Chun schools across China suddenly started to prosper. You know, teaching martial arts, doing martial arts schools in China is not a very profitable trade. You know, and because of Donnie Yen, because of the Ip Man series, they made a lot of money. Even my master made a lot of money. He went from one school to three schools in Beijing, just because on the back of this movie alone. So in fact, he was talking to me about setting up my own Wing Chun school. He's building a Wing Chun franchise back then. So it's all commercialized at that time then because of this movie. So he was actually seriously talking to me about franchising his Wing Chun school and how he can help me set up everything. Yeah, Wing Chun was purely commercial back then after the Ip Man movies. Quite sad. Sad and also it's good as well actually. It's good as well. GY Tan, yeah. But I don't want to quarantine for so many days just to go travel. Also, my parents don't want to travel now at the time of COVID. mm. Well, what has your parents' preference got to do with your preference? Why you mention your parents? Actually, I backpacked Malaysia and Thailand. No, not Thailand was later. Okay, yeah, I backpacked Malaysia extensively during my middle school, alone, no money. I go for weeks without money in Malaysia. So you guys may be wondering how I survived without money in a foreign country. When I was in Malaysia, I was in my middle school and I didn't have any money. So maybe I brought about $10. That's all, and basically and that one trip I went for one whole week. You know, I didn't even tell my mom that I was away. I simply disappeared, and then I went and I slept on benches. I slept by the beach, and there's one time I knew a few Singaporeans in a resort, and they allowed me to sleep in their resort. And then I hitchhike everywhere I go. Yeah, I literally hitchhike. I didn't pay for any transport. I hitchhike everywhere, and places where I can hitchhike, I walk. I walk a lot. Yeah, that was how I did my no money backpacking. Alphas. But what if nunchucks versus chair as a weapon? Chair beats nunchucks. I bet you. You come at me with a nunchucks, I will beat you down with a chair within a second. Believe me, I can do it. I know how good you are in the nunchucks. That's why if you have the illusion that your nunchucks is that good, okay, I'm telling you, I will smack you down in a second. Okay, your nunchucks is good. It's a good exercise. I've seen what you can do with the nunchucks. But if you're talking real fighting, I'll still smack you down with a chair with less than a second. I'm sorry. Okay. So please don't. If you guys are studying some form of traditional martial art, my message is this. My message simply is you're doing it for health. You're doing it as a sport. You're doing it to explore your body capabilities, to train your spirit. You're not doing it to fight in the streets, because fighting in the streets, a chair in your face works better. And people, you don't need to train 2 to 10 years to get a face in someone's chair. To get a chair in someone's face. Okay. Yeah, I don't care what weapons you use, in the streets. My chair will beat all your weapons. Yeah. Why? Because I've done it before. I've beaten people with knives, with machetes, using a chair in the streets. I fought a lot when I was in my middle school. Alphys, you have never fought in the streets before, yeah? Like you told me, don't try and don't start. Okay, the streets is a brutal place. I grew up fighting the streets. DCM, hi DCM. Or you just missed DCM, the interesting thing. We spent 1 whole hour talking about video games. 1 hour talking about video games. In case those of you who don't know, yeah, I have two hobbies, two main hobbies in life. Two main hobbies in life that I have done non-stop for 40 years. Martial arts and video games. So I pretty much know the whole history of both things, very much into those things. And these two things I still do right here, right now. Even last night I was playing Star Citizen, and this morning I was doing my Xingyi. Martial arts and video game never left my life. Yeah. Liana, good morning, London. Oh, for those of you who just missed, I'm streaming from home today. Yes, my home. Ooh, here in Istanbul. It's my living room. It's my bedrooms over there. And it's 0 degrees Celsius out there today. Very cold day. I bet it's a very cold day in London as well, yeah, Liana. And so I'm streaming from home. So nice. Nobody to say shh. And for the first whole hour, we've been talking about the history of video games. And if you are interested in video games like I am, do rewatch the first hour. And as you can see, I can talk about anything. I can talk about spiritual things, I can talk about video games, I can talk about martial arts, I can talk about street fighting, anything. Alpha is only in class. Alpha is in class is not called fighting. In class is called sparring. Alphas, please remember there is a huge difference between fighting and sparring. Sparring, there's rules. Fighting, there's no rules. Fighting, the guy just want you dead. Sparring, your partner is just practicing techniques. Okay, please understand. Please do not feel invincible on the streets if you do well sparring in your class. I think this is what a lot of kids today, they're growing in an illusion where they learn a martial art, they feel invincible in class, and then they think they can do the same out in the streets, and they get into a lot of trouble in the streets. Real fighting is nothing like what you experience in your class. Okay, Alphas, please understand this. If you do not understand this, it's going to get you into trouble, big trouble. Trouble you cannot recover from. Lose an arm, lose a finger, you cannot recover from this. I almost lost 2 fingers. You see this here goes all the way to the bone, and this one here, this went to the bone as well. Okay, these are the consequence of fighting on the streets. Okay, and I know people back in those days who fought with me on the streets, and they're dead now. Right? You can die. Real fighting, you can die. You can lose fingers. You can lose a nose or a ear. Okay, you will never lose a nose or a ear or finger in your sparring in class. So please understand there is a difference. Do not start feeling invincible on the street simply because you think you do well in a martial arts class. It's completely different. Okay. Anyone who's ready to fight you on the street has a knife somewhere in his pocket. Okay. Nobody on the streets fight bare fist. DCM, nope. For me, self-defense is a Glock. Nope. DCM, you're talking dreaming again. You're in Singapore, right? How do you have a Glock pistol in Singapore? You can't even have a airsoft Glock pistol in Singapore, for fuck's sake. Oh, come on, DCM, stop talking dreaming things. Liana, oh my god, I missed video game chat. Yeah, you missed the whole thing. Oh, we were so heated. We were talking about the history of some of the largest franchises in the video game industry. Elijah, Dark Sector was ahead of his time. Dark Sector, I'm not too sure. Alpha is sparring, yes. Yeah, understand that is just sparring, Alphas. I've seen what you can do with nunchucks. I know you do wushu. Okay. I hope you understand it's just sport. I hope you understand it's just for personal development in terms of spiritual and character development. I hope you do not think you're gonna be invincible on the streets because of what you can do in the martial arts class. Because it's completely different. I'm warning you, right? I don't want to see you get into trouble because of this, because I have seen people get into trouble because of this illusion. Huh? Elma, great point about sparring versus fighting. Yes, Fighting is life and death. Sparring is just playing around with techniques. It's completely different things. Tokokyomi, real fight won't give you time to react. Real fight won't even stand in front of you. Are you ready? I'm ready. No. Real fight will happen when you least expect. Real fight will get to you before you know the fight begin. Before you know the fight has begun, the guy's penknife is already across your face. Okay? That's a real fight. Someone who really wants to hurt you won't okay, you ready? I'm ready. Okay, let's go. No. Someone who wants to hurt you will be talking to you like this, and then suddenly, boom, you will not be ready for things like that. Huh? Elijah, street fight is to survive. Is to surviving in the forest and nature. Both are equally deadly. Actually, not true. Human beings have this idea about having to survive in nature, and nature is deadly because of the big divide and the big disconnect that we have built between mankind and nature over the past many hundreds of thousands of years. Mankind is part of nature. Mankind has always been able to roam through and live through a forest like any other animal with no conflict with any other life forms. And other life forms won't bother with you either when they see you as part of nature. When they see you as part of nature, they will respect you as part of nature. They won't try to drive you away. Most animals attack you not for food, right? Most animals attack you because they don't see you as part of nature. They see you as something extraneous to nature. That's why they attack you. Snakes bite you for what? They don't eat you. Yeah? Bears attack you for what? Bears don't eat human. The only reason why animals are aggressive towards human being is because they see you as extraneous to nature. But the good news is you can get back to a full connection. You can get back to a state of full connection in nature. And I'm not saying that you need to live in the forest. It's a spiritual connection. Once you achieve this spiritual connections, animals come to you. Just like how all the street animals always come onto me. Of course, there's the element of Istanbul street cats originally being friendly, yeah. But once you connect with nature in this way, animals stop seeing you as extraneous to nature. Animals start seeing you as part of nature, and therefore you can live in the forest or what without feeling the struggle to survive at all. Actually, living in the mountains is actually a very simple and very easy life because I've done it before. Oh, I get free food, free water, free everything. Life is good in the mountains. Life was good. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Alphas, yes, it's better to stay away from this thing just to take it as healthy life or sports. Yep, exactly, Alphas. I'm worried about you because you tend to ask me questions that alludes to using martial arts in the streets. These kind of questions come from an idea that what you're doing in the class can be used on the streets, and that is a very dangerous idea. So I'm just trying to correct that idea. Yeah. Liana, I love gaming. Oh, you love gaming? Then you should have been on an hour ago. We're kind of past those topics. Right? 1 whole hour talking about gaming. I've never spent 1 whole hour talking about gaming before. Mr. Tokokyomi. Haha. Real fights, you either numbered people or people numbered you. Yeah. Even if it's just one guy or one-on-one. Okay, today I'm going to release a new video of my misadventures around the world. Today I will be sharing the story of how I faced off 3 pickpockets in Shenzhen. Okay, my first and only visit to Shenzhen in China, I was pickpocketed and I faced them down. Okay, I share that story today in the Overseas Singaporeans Misadventures Around the World. So stay tuned today, interesting episode. Liana, I hate fights. Actually, I love fights, Liana. Back when I was in middle school, I actively seek out fights. And when there's no fight, I challenge people to fight. Yeah, I fight every weekend. In fact, I had my own fight club and my own fighting corner when I was in middle school. So every Saturday morning, everybody there are a lot of people, like 10, 20 people will go to the fitness corner of my school just to watch me fight with people. That's where I challenge everyone who thinks they are good fighters. I fought them every Saturday morning. Elijah, Dark Sector is the younger brother to a popular game called Warframe. Oh, okay. We're kind of over the video game chat there. The video game chat was the first hour. It was really good chat for those who missed it. Liana, I don't like people make me behave badly. Elijah, no one is truly ready for a fight. There's always someone more craftier than you. Yeah. There's no ready for a fight. There's no the concept of being ready for a fight itself is a sacrilege, because being in a fight implies that you are in a situation that is not anticipated, or that you are not ready for. That's called a fight. When you can be ready for it, it's no longer a fight. It's called a duel or sparring. So, by implication of the word fighting, it implies a situation that's completely out of control, completely unexpected. You're taken by surprise. That's fighting. Liana, I avoid fights if I can. Yeah, definitely avoid fights if you can. I was talking about, guys. I'm talking about my middle school days. I'm talking about 30 years ago. Another world, another society, another completely different life. Okay, I've not fought in the streets for decades. Right? Never need to. I never find myself in that kind of situation anymore. So guys, you definitely never have to fight in the streets. Most people spend their whole life never fighting in the streets before, because if you just live a normal life, you'll never find yourself in that kind of situation. Okay, just live a normal life. Stay away from trouble. You know how to stay away from trouble. Elijah, you can hype yourself for a fight, but not 100% ready. No. How are you gonna be hyped for a fight? Like I said, if you know that you are in a fight and you can be ready for it, it's not a fight anymore. It's a duel. Okay, a duel is different from a fight. A real fight, you never see it coming. A real fight, it's like someone talking to, hey buddy, why you want why you look what the fuck you looking at me, buddy? Huh? You want something, huh, buddy? And then he just walks real close and then swaggering, and then boom, one haymaker into your chin. That's a fight. You can never be ready for stuff like that. Liana, when I was younger, a girl attacked me, tried to smack my head on concrete. I had to quickly bend my body and bite her stomach. Wow, biting the stomach, that's new. I've never done biting the stomach before. That's new. Alphas, is it about fighting? What about fighting? Guys, by the time I come to your message, it's many minutes later. Yeah, understand this is not real time. Yeah, it can't be real time because I'm talking. How will it be real time? Alpha is actually my master told me to increase alertness. Okay. Yeah, increasing alertness is part of martial arts. It's all part of self-development to become a better and stronger, more capable human being. That's what martial arts is all about. Definitely. Elijah, some people in US hype themselves up when confrontations arise. It's more internally than externally. Well, that's why I said, if you have time to hype yourself up, it's no longer a fight, it's a duel. If someone comes swaggering at you, suddenly smack the end of his pistol at your face, that's a fight, And you can't get hyped up for it. You'll be taken by surprise, 100%. Someone who wants to fight you will always take you by surprise. Surprise is the first element in the fight. Anyone who is not taking you by surprise is not fighting, it's dueling. And there's a difference between a duel, a fight, a sparring, and a battlefield fight. All are different. That's why, traditional martial arts, a lot of people do not understand. These days, a lot of people kept trying to compare, can this traditional martial art fight in the ring or not, Ring fighting is not even real fighting. Ring fighting is different from battlefield fighting, it's different from street fighting, and it's even different from personal development. Because ring fighting is actually, instead of building up yourself, you're pretty much exhausting and breaking down your body and your mind. And in the end of your ring fighting career, you're always injured here and there, you're exhausted, you're injured, you become less than what you started. So the traditional martial art is all about personal development to become stronger in terms of prana and and physical capabilities, not to become more injured and become less capable. And therefore, they don't do the things that the combat people in the rings do. And the kind of combat you see in the ring, is it real? Of course it's not real, because the street people fighting in the streets don't do the rules you do in the ring. And then is street fighting like real battlefield fighting in ancient time? Of course not. Real battlefield fighting is just rushing each other, and it's just a one blow thing. It's a different thing altogether. So let's just understand that what you call fighting is very different from form to form, and different forms of sports have been developed out of these things that serve a different purpose. All of them serve a different purpose, and therefore traditional martial arts should never be expected to be ring combat capable. You should never expect it to be such, because its design was not such. Its design is self-development, and therefore traditional martial arts, you may say, came from battlefield martial arts. It's not true. In ancient China, this is called 军技和武技, meaning what? The art of battlefield and art of martial art are two separate things, even in ancient China. So it's also even wrong to say that whatever martial arts you are learning evolved from the battlefield. It did not. It did not. Very few martial arts today you see evolve from the battlefield, because battlefield fighting is completely different. So which means that most of the martial arts, the traditional martial arts that you learn today, were started and designed purely as a way of personal development. Tai Chi, Ba Gua, all these things were designed and created during peacetime, in ancient China peacetime, as a form of personal development, as a form of exploring more body capabilities, of becoming more superhuman than a regular human. So if you ask me, back then, martial art masters win not by beating someone to submission, it never happened. Martial art masters win back then by showing people that they are more capable than them. By learning your, 刀枪不入, or you take the knife, poke yourself, you can't poke. People see, wow, okay, you're better than me. And they just back off. They never have to fight. Those big kung fu masters, they never had to fight. And therefore, traditional martial arts, they were never created for combat. They were created to allow you to express a level of human capability above the normal human. And therefore, when normal human try to find trouble with you, they see like, oh, you're superhuman to me, so I'll back away. That's what traditional martial arts has always been. This is what a lot of people don't understand about traditional martial arts. They were never meant for combat. They were meant to make you more superhuman, that's all. And traditional Chinese martial arts that came from battlefields were brutally ugly and brutally uninteresting. Battlefield martial arts. Let me show you guys a set of battlefield martial arts, which I learned in Beijing. See, this is a battlefield martial art called 新义六合, which is the actual battlefield martial art used during the Ming Dynasty. Look at the movement and tell me if you can do combat with this. Look. This is a battlefield martial art. You say, what the fuck? How do you're not even throwing a punch, you're not kicking, you're not doing nothing. How is this a martial art? Do you know how this is a martial art? Look closely. When I'm in a rank of soldiers, I have spearmen behind me, I have soldiers rushing at me. I use both legs to brace against a front impact, a shield. This side, I'm holding a gladius type of a saber, and I'm pushing against the soldiers rushing in. And stabbing and shielding at the same time. This is a true ancient battlefield martial art. Why? Because on the battlefield, you never fight empty-handed. So all the traditional Chinese martial arts that evolved from the battlefield are all weapon forms. 100% weapon form, no empty-handed techniques. When worst to worst, when you lose your weapon, you should pick up a rock. Because people are wearing armor. Why are you trying to punch through the armor? That's stupid, That's a battlefield fight. Again, is that the kind of fight you get on the streets, even in ancient times? No. People don't wear, now maybe people wear very soft armor, linen armor on the streets, but basically you don't have to worry about armor on the streets when you fight. And therefore, traditional non-battlefield martial arts are created to impress people on the streets, basically, to become more superhuman than other humans. And therefore, that's why when they talk about wushu, what is wu? Wu in Chinese word is a combination of 子 ge, means what? What does wu mean? Means to never have to fight. So the whole goal of traditional martial art is to reach a point where you never have to fight. How do you never have to fight? When you are so superhuman, when you can take a knife and poke yourself and it doesn't penetrate, and when you can express one punch like this and people fly 5 meters away, people won't fight you anymore. Yeah? Maybe you're very lousy in combat, as we have seen. All the traditional martial artists, they're very lousy in ring combat. They don't do this ring thing. They just come and try to smack you one palm, but get punched in the nose. Yeah, because it's different. It's different. It's a completely different kind of training. If you train in the way of modern combat, you will never achieve the level of internal qi development of traditional martial arts. And so you cannot express qi in this way. You cannot express qi in the 以柔制刚way in like Aikido or Tai Chi, you know. So traditional martial arts is just this. It's just developing human capabilities. And sadly, because of the training you need to develop these capabilities, you can't really fight. Why? Because you're not training for combat. You're not training with someone to dodge. You're not training all these things, you know. And again, what's to fight? Like I just shown you guys, battlefield fighting is different from street fighting. Street fighting is different from ring fighting. It's completely different. You put a UFC fighter into a battlefield today, he can't fight. Or you put a UFC fighter into an ancient battlefield, he can't fight. Or you put a UFC fighter on the street, some can fight. Many also get into trouble. Yeah. Okay, so understand this, yeah, I think very important. Liana, yeah, I've not threatened people, but I just gone and just punched them, but not without reason. Alphas, yeah, and yes, other benefits too. Liana, like it genuinely baffles me why someone would train their balls. Oh yeah, kicking the balls. That's a 轻轻罪. It's a big thing. That's why you can see, right? The purpose of traditional martial is to become more superhuman. And in becoming more superhuman, back then in those ancient times, when they see you, you're stronger than me, you're bigger than me, they just back away. Why? Because in those times where you fight, it's life and death, you know. When it's life and death, you don't want to start knowing that you're weaker than the guy, right? And so therefore, the role of traditional martial arts through those times is just this. It's just being stronger and more powerful than the next guy so that you back off, and therefore you achieve 止戈, which together become wu. What wu means is what? Non-violence. Means you achieve the state of non-violence, or not having to fight. Toko Kyomi, to impress girls. Toko Kyomi, you don't need these kind of things to impress girls. Girls are honestly quite easy to impress. I'm not saying that, you know, in a way of saying that girls are simple or no. I'm just saying that what does girls easy to impress is because girls are human as well. They are equally capable. Why would they need you to be a kung fu master to be impressed? No. Girls are impressed with you because of who you are. That's what girls are. Deeper than you think, not so surface, you know. That's what I mean, yeah. I'm afraid of terrorists. I need to conceal carry pistol. Yeah, you wish. You can't even conceal carry an airsoft pistol in Singapore. Liana, yeah, it doesn't impress women. Just put toilet seat down, we're happy. Exactly. You just open the door, they're impressed. You just talk sense, they're impressed. You just eat nice, you're impressed. Yeah. Understand that in the end of the day, women or men, we're all human. We're all impressed by the same things. We're all looking for the same things. So put the toilet seat down, we're happy. Oh man. Decent human, we're impressed. Yeah. It takes ridiculously little to impress girls. You just have to be a proper person. That's all. No, that's all girls are looking for in a guy. No, they're not looking for a Bruce Lee or someone who can fly or anything. Just a proper, normal person. And honestly, that's the rare thing in this world today. A proper, no nonsense, honest, down to earth, comfortable person. That's the hard thing to achieve. Alpha, what do you think about the Shaolin monks who train harder and believe? Yeah, that's exactly what Shaolin monks are doing, developing themselves to fulfill the ideal of Wu, which is non-violence. When people see them, do you dare to fight a Shaolin monk? You don't. That's it. No fighting. You just say you lose. Yeah, exactly what they're doing. All traditional martial arts are designed. The purpose of making everything hard, everything solid, is just so that you never have to fight. It's just so that you're more superhuman than the next guy. And if you're more superhuman than the next guy won't dare fight you. That's all traditional martial art is all about. I think there's so much talks on the internet these days about how traditional martial is trash and they are not worthy in the UFC. They think MMA is what martial is all about. No, it's not. It's completely different. These people don't understand martial arts. Because like I said, fighting takes three main forms. Ring fighting or dueling is different from street fighting, is different from battlefield fighting. So you're just taking one form of fighting and making everything fit in this one form. Is just stupid. Doesn't work that way. I can put a UFC fighter down on the battlefield today and he'll freak out. He'll piss his pants. I can put a UFC fighter to Japan in the middle of a Yakuza fight and he will piss his pants as well. Okay. So how do you explain that? Will the Yakuza win in the UFC fight? He won't. A lot of Yakuzas tried it in the MMA ring and they all lost. But in the streets, no. But will they do good in the battlefield? No. So all these are different. Okay, let's understand this. Elmer, true. It doesn't take much to impress the female sex. Low. Yeah. A lot of guys think they have to do a lot, like I have to be a millionaire, I need to drive a Ferrari, I need to be able to do kung fu like Bruce Lee, then girls will like me. Oh, that's so silly. Just go ask your mom how she went with your dad, and I bet you'll hear the most mundane stories in the world. Huh? I bet your dad is nobody driving a Ferrari or kicking and punching like Bruce Lee. Okay, takes a ridiculous little amount of anything to impress anyone. Liana, and also men who manscape, trim your gentle. Trim your edge. Oh man. Liana, yeah, if Bruce Lee left toilet seat up, he would have to leave. Yup. Keisha, been no cafe today. Yeah. Good afternoon, Keisha. Just join me. Today is a 0 degrees winter day today. Okay, it's very sunny actually, but 0 degrees Celsius. So 0 degrees Celsius doesn't make sense for me to go out there in the cold just looking for a cafe. And then in the end, like yesterday, get hush, pay money to get hush. I'd rather do it at home. Like I said, I want to do this live chat at home more and more. And in fact, I researched quite a few live streamers over the past 2 days, and they all do it from home. I've not seen a live streamer that does it outdoors at work at all. So doing it in cafes is not a mainstream thing either. The live streamers typically do it at home with their with equipment and environment which they can control. And I really learned it the hard way. Over the past 65 days. I've been chased away from cafes. I've been hashed down. It's not easy. So more and more, especially when it's this cold and it's not even comfortable to be out there anymore, more and more, especially going into January where the temperature goes to like minus -3, -4 degrees Celsius, more and more I'll do it at home. Very cold. Winter. Winter is a time for cozy indoors. And we spent the first hour of this live stream talking about video games and the history of video games. Man, you know, like I said, I have two main hobbies in my life that I've done for over 40 years. One is martial arts and one is video gaming. I know all the major franchises and their histories and all that stuff. So I have a lot to talk about when it comes to video games. But my core message about video games is this: don't do video games. Video games are waste for your life. Okay? Because video games waste the main two things in your experience that makes up life: time and prana energy. Yes, video games don't use any calories. That's why you see video gamers become fatter and fatter and eat a lot. They eat a lot. Why? They eat a lot because they are trying to take whatever little prana from those non-prana food in order to keep gaming, because gaming exhausts your prana big time, and therefore they get fat. They get fat faster than they get the prana because of lousy food. Even lousy food have a bit of prana, okay, or chi, okay, but they have more calories than chi, and therefore, you know, all these gamers, they get super fat and tired all the time, yeah, because you're exhausting a lot of prana, and prana and time, these two things makes up your experience of life, and therefore you are literally spending life just to play a video game. So don't. There are three main benefits to video games, which I explained in the first hour, but these three benefits are not worth spending your life into. Okay, it's not worth it. I still game. I played last night as well. I gotta be honest. Liana, yeah, I'm upset. I miss. Liana, I love wasting time on video games. You know, video games, like I said during the first hour, you play video games when you have excess of two things. You have excess of time and excess of chi or prana energy. Honestly, even me, I cannot say I have an excess of time. I rarely have an excess of time. I rarely have an excess of prana energy. Last night was an exception. After 4 days of drinking just 1 cup of coffee a day, I feel like my energy was blowing through the roof, and I do have excess time. And so I did some game. But when I look at modern people's lifestyle, I can say that no modern people today has true excess time or excess energy. And that most modern people are playing video games out of time and energy they cannot afford to waste. All right. Elma, women are attracted to confident men. Women like security and comfort. They want that for their children as well. Yeah. So, you know, like a lot of young chaps, young men, they get it all wrong. You know? They think girls want money, girls want big strong muscles, girls want Bruce Lee. No, girls just want you to be confident, and girls just want you to be happy with yourself. At the end of the day, guys, girls just want to see that you're happy with yourself. When you're happy with yourself and you love yourself, you appear confident to everybody. Like me, I love myself to bits. I don't do anything impressive. I easily attract girls if I want to, or to be quite honest. I don't even have a watch. I don't drive a car, and I use a 6-year-old phone. I still attract girls easy. Yeah. Because what girls want is not those things you think they want. And then a lot of young chaps, you waste a lot of your time in life pursuing those things, thinking that you do all these things just to have a girl. Honestly, I mean, let's take one step back and say, what's in a girl that you have to spend your life pursuing something you're not even interested in for? Just, if it's so hard for you, move on. There's a lot of other things in life. Move on. Do things that really put you on fire. And if you do, I guarantee you naturally you're gonna attract girls or women. DCM, yeah, I don't do any of those life wasting things. Yep. Alphas. Best option, be gentle, be honest, focus on developing yourself. Yeah. Alphas, working on ourselves is the best option. Yep. Working on ourselves is the only option, actually. Anyone who attempts to change something else in life or change other people in life have always understood that in the end, it's all something you do in vain. It will never work. The only thing in life, including how you experience life, is all up to you. It's all in here. It's always, always everything you experience in life, including the air you breathe, including whether the next meal is delicious or not. It's all you. It's all in here. Why? Essentially, what you call you is just a brain trapped in the airtight skull which has no access to whatever is outside. This is inside here, It's in a forever isolated prison. It's like a hikikomori, trapped in a dark room always. What you inside here see and experience about life is just information gathered from your eyes, your nose. If you become blind or you become something or you become deaf, immediately you lose all so-called the world. So if the world is only a movie of light and sound, how are you so confident that is what your reality is in the first place? And therefore, whatever you're experiencing, everything is really just you telling yourself what you're experiencing. And therefore, when it comes to this level of spirituality, you have full control over everything you want to experience. So it has always ever only been you. It's never been someone else. Never. If you think your life sucks because of someone else, I can tell you very confidently, it's just an illusion. Yeah. It's never about that someone else. They say, so you're saying that I was raped by my stepfather when I was young, and that's me, that's what I choose to experience. Well, two dimensions. Number one, you chose to be in the household knowing that your stepfather is that kind of creep. They don't make a move without first giving plenty of signals. Second, after something happened, it dissolved in reality. In reality, it does not exist anymore. After something happened, like the first hour of this live chat has already dissolved into the nothingness of the stream of time. It's no longer an existential reality. How you want to interpret all these recorded videos and stories in your head is 100% up to you. Yeah. You can experience it any way you like. Leonard, he can just get Uber in the morning. Who? What? What Uber? Oh, the sun is coming in. It's not coming in, actually reflecting off the window over there. Someone else's window is reflecting the sun into my house. Even though I got the perfect direction for my window, that window reflected the sun right into my window. Screw up what? Screw up? I hate wasting time on video games, and so you can get an Uber in the morning. I don't understand how that connects. So that's why, again, like I always say, you guys need to write in proper long sentences. Try to be as complete as possible, because by the time I come to your message, it's a few minutes later. And most of the time like this, I cannot connect. I don't know what you're agreeing to. I don't know what you're disagreeing to. I don't know what you're referring to. Yeah. Alma, I also think it's important to be able to see the sweet little boy who matured into your man. Not sure what that means though, but but your childhood can be anything you think about. You want to, can be anything you choose to experience, to be honest. In fact, if I ask a lot of people in your middle age, if you're 40 plus 50 and above, you can't even be sure 100% if your childhood happened the way you remembered, or that it happened at all. Okay, when you become old enough, all these things become so super fuzzy, and therefore, how could you rely on a past memory to define what you are today? It doesn't exist. Rachel, today is winter solstice. Oh, no wonder today is so cold, 0 degrees Celsius. 冬至. You see, this is the whole purpose of winter solstice and all these things. So it's a real thing that's happening in the world when you're in a 4-season country. And therefore, when you're not in a 4-season country, I don't know why people celebrate winter solstice. Honestly, I really don't know why. Liana, I want a guy with mustache for just one night. Okay. I want a guy with mustache for just one night. Okay, and then what? And then he can get the Uber in the morning. Okay. What do you mean? I still don't get it. I still don't get the point. Alphas, be happy, be gentle, kind, and work on yourself is what we have to do. Yep. Everybody just have to work on yourself. Every time you feel like something is wrong because of an external thing, the 100% is you yourself is wrong. Yeah. That's why yesterday when I got hushed down by someone in the cafe, right? So many of you were focusing on the person only. You know, yeah. Oh, was that the lady who was talking loudly just now? Where is she? No, it's never about her. Honestly, it's never about all this. What happened in the cafe? What happened was about me choosing to stream in the cafe. That's all there is. It has always been my choice and my control and how I want to experience this. I chose to be in a cafe, and I know such things can happen, so I'm not bothered about it. That's why yesterday, if you guys were around, I kept saying it was nothing to do with that lady. To me, I didn't even care about the lady. I knew such things are bound to happen when I stream in cafes, and I can choose to either stream at home or in cafe. Like today, I stream at home. Nobody to hush me down. Yeah. So again, as you can see, it's nothing how you feel about everything in the world. You know. Good or bad, happy or not, it's nothing to do with what anyone did to you. It's 100% how you choose to react to it. 100% whether you choose to take personal responsibility for everything that's happening in your life or not. Yeah. Everything that happened to you is your responsibility. See, I keep saying, yesterday so many people disagree with me when I said the world is not ready to know certain things. Yeah. Well, just a simple thing like everything you experience is 100% your responsibility. People cannot accept. Just this simple truth, people cannot understand, people cannot accept. How can I go into those things that I say people are not even ready for? This is the level that mankind is right now, where can I even comprehend like simple truths like everything, 100% everything that happened in your life is 100% because of yourself. This is a simple truth, a simple experiential. You can even make it a scientific truth. But even such a simple truth, people have problem with it. If you have problem with such a simple truth about how the world works, how would you be able to handle what I said, that things that mankind are not ready for? Mankind are not ready for a lot of things. Liana, muscles, not mustache. Okay. DCM. Oh, okay. Shouldn't get angry at the lady. Get angry at the lady about what? The cafe. Huh? I didn't even consider the lady as anything. I wasn't angry about anything. But everybody else yesterday was like kept asking, was that the lady? Was that the lady? No, to me it's never about the lady. It's never about the lady. It's always about me choosing to be there doing what I do. Okay? It's never about whatever. You know a snake will bite you and you got bitten by a snake only because you know a snake will bite you and you still mess with the snake. That's all there is. It's nothing to do with the snake. The snake is innocent. Huh? You know there's a snake around the tree of life. Okay, you jolly well just don't go towards the tree of life. Why you go to the tree of life just to get tempted by the snake? Huh? It's the same thing. It's all our own responsibility. Okay. Everything. Panam. Once you understand that everything is your responsibility and only your responsibility and never anything to do with anyone else, you become liberated. You become free, because why now you have a choice. For people who always think that, I'm a victim, someone did this to me, someone did this to me, when you say that, you are robbing yourself of choice. Then you always become a victim of having no choice, of a random world that can randomly do things to you when it's not true. If you do not recognize your own responsibility in all the bad things that's happening to you, you cannot control and take responsibility and take charge of this situation. And forever, you will be a victim of such situations forever. It is that serious. It is how powerful this simple truth is. It's not just one simple statement, no? Like, oh, everything that happens to you is your 100% responsibility. Well, okay, it's just nice thing to hear. But if it's not a truth in your life, it has huge implications. It has deep ramifications for your life, you know. You literally take charge of all the bad things in your life when you understand this. And therefore, you can reduce or get rid of bad things in your life altogether if you wish to, if you choose to. Well, okay. Oh, B is back. B is the official greeter. So, wow, very interesting chit chat today. We spent 1 hour chit chatting about games and video game development over the past 40 years. And we spent the next hour talking about martial arts and fighting and how martial arts and ring combat and battlefield fighting is different. I even demonstrated a battlefield fighting technique from ancient China, and you see how different it is from modern martial arts or even more modern ring fighting. Yeah. So I hope it's been yet again another very mind-opening and then mind-opening discussion. Yeah, opening minds is basically my whole aim of sharing by words. But my whole aim of having the live stream on video is to share energy. That's the primary aim. And the words is here to open your minds to different dimensions that perhaps you never knew existed, or different dimensions of perspectives of truth. So today, very nice discussion. Video games, martial arts, combat, battlefield fighting, what fighting is about, what women look for in a man, what women really look for in a man. Liana, it's always enjoyable talking to you. Oh, always enjoyable to have you, Liana. Always very candid sharing. I can feel like your energy, I feel your energy pathways are extremely open. That's why you can easily get into meditative states that you described to me yesterday. Those are meditative states, by the way, but you don't even know meditation, yeah? Because your energy pathway is so open. And therefore it leads to you having no barrier between how you share your things, you know. I can feel it very directly, very free flow energy. Yeah, very powerful. You know, Liana, if you get into some kind of a proper spiritual practice, you're gonna see and experience a lot of things. You're gonna see and experience basically those things I say mankind is not ready to know easily at your level. I think personally, okay. And yeah, you know, most people filter their thoughts, then filter their words, and therefore whatever comes out of their mouth becomes completely worthless. Yeah, it's very contrary. I know this is completely opposite to what society teach you, but exactly that's the problem with society. Society teaches you to be not human. Yeah, all the education and conditioning is to take you away from your humanity and further away from the natural state of being a human. And this is one of those things of the simple act of having whatever in your mind go to your brain out as words. You can't. Your most human are incapable of doing that anymore because of modern conditioning. I'm very happy to see Liana pretty much still preserve that connection. Very free flow energy. I can actually feel it. Liana, yeah, it's made me realize I need to make time and meditate. Well, Liana, like you described, just by sitting in front of your house, immediately you're in a meditative state. That is very impressive. And I have to tell you that it's a meditative state. You were just describing what you're experiencing. That's amazing. I love that description. Because you didn't learn it as meditation. You got into a certain state. And that is what meditation really is. That is more powerful than learning meditation. Because for most people today, when they learn meditation, what they're really doing is sitting down and imagining all kind of crap. That's not meditation at all. Yeah. In fact, that's completely opposite to meditation. Completely opposite. You might as well play a video game. It's more interesting than having to imagine up their own video game. So yeah, guys. Oh, okay. Shall we make this my longest chat ever by going 2 minutes, 2 hours and 10 minutes? Because my longest session ever was 2 hours and 7 minutes. Today I'm gonna extend, make a new record, go 2 hours and 10 minutes. Shall we? Shall we make a new record today? Yeah. Liana, yeah, I found I have to be by myself to do it. Yeah, oh, 100%. Actually, you don't. Okay, let me digest this a bit because this has ramifications. This has consequences. I'm saying. Let me see how to put it in a way that everyone can understand. It is true that meditation pretty much happens only if you do it on your own. You have to do meditation alone, but I'm not trying to discredit group meditation. I've seen group meditation in temple meditations, monks meditating together. But I have joined those sessions before. I have been a monk doing their routines before. But I see that in group meditation, I see too much caring for each other. I see too much people not meditating. They are just trying to, their mind is all over other people around them. Yeah. So to me, it pretty much defeats the purpose. So I'm not trying to discredit saying that group meditation cannot happen. It can happen to people who are already good meditators, but for the average people, you will never be able to meditate in a group. That's that much I'm quite sure through my own experience. Alpha is 3 p.m. Yep, let's do 10 more minutes. Yes, let's break the record. 9 minutes more. Okay, 9 minutes. So let's make today's live stream the longest live stream ever. Okay, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Let's do this. Liana, yeah, I can't be around others because it makes me think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In Korean we call it 신경 쓰는 거야. Meaning as long as there's other people around, 신경 좀 쓰는 거야. You will care about other people, even though English word care is not good. It does not translate well what 心更思的 means, But automatically, when there are other humans, one part of your heart will fly to them. Okay, that's the problem. Mr. Tokokyomi, there's a lot of energy running around in group meditation. Yes. And on the energy level, yes, you're so right, Mr. Tokokyomi, that everybody carries a different energy. And when you're meditative, you start to feel all this energy. I'm sorry, most will be restless energy because most people are not good meditators. And when in a group, they're caring about everything and everyone else, and the energy becomes very restless. And if you're a good meditator, you become very distracted by all this as well. Yeah. But of course, when you're a really good meditator, when you're really awakened, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter if you're alone. It doesn't matter if you're meditating on the streets in the middle of Manhattan. It doesn't matter at all anymore when you reach that level. But until you reach that level, it matters a lot. Because I've done it before in those levels. It's not easy. Alpha is yes, what? 7 more minutes, guys, to making a new record. Feels like we're just trying to pass time. I really like to stream from home now. Like I'm really giving free flow energy, like no limitations from my environment and surroundings. So good. I really don't like streaming from cafes, honestly. Alphas. But why sometimes we feel pain in head while doing meditation? It's a good question. Number one, it depends on what form of meditation you're doing as well. Okay, some form of meditations, they are improper meditation techniques, and they result in pain in the head because all your energy gets trapped up there, and then you start to feel a head swelling. Yeah, head swelling is a very common phenomenon when you do improper meditation or qigong. When you do improper qigong or do improper kriya, you feel the head swelling. You feel like head swelling. That's when you should stop. That is the sign that tells you it's a improper meditation technique. Whoever is teaching you is teaching you the wrong thing. Right? Liana, yeah, I find certain weathers and temperatures can take me there. So after a while, it's not about weather and temperatures anymore. Even though weather does matter, in that some weather gives you sinus, and when you have sinus, you can't meditate effectively. Liana, like it starts from my skin. Breathing starts from the skin. A lot of people think breathing is from the nose. It's not. No, every single cell in your body breathes. Yeah, it's science, it's not anything religious or spiritual, that you're not breathing through the nostrils is just to get oxygen to the blood, but every cell of your body is independently, individually breathing air as well. That's why it all starts from the skin, and that is true. In fact, there's a form of meditation we do, which what we call full body breathing, where you consciously breathe through your whole body and not through your nose. You heard of this meditation before? It is a meditation form. And this meditation form proves that meditation starts from the skin, or breathing itself starts from the skin, not from the nose. Mr. Tokokyomi, is it like how you meet some people around you and you will notice one particular individual stands out due to energy field? Yes, not about meditation, yes. If especially when you have a Kung Fu master or Qigong master walk in the room, immediately the ambience in the room, the air in the room becomes different. I describe one of my experience in this. So dynamic, I joined early in my life when I was still very young. I joined an Aikido seminar where the grandmaster of Shinshin Toitsu Aikido, Tohei Sensei, come to give the seminar. And before he arrived in the hall, right, everyone was noisy and restless, just talking and having fun. And the whole atmosphere was very restless. The moment Tohei Sensei walked into the hall, boom! Wow! The whole air become different. It's like, it feels like Jesus walking into a space, and the whole air became consecrated. It's that powerful. It's my personal experience. Alpha, which form of meditation is most effective according to your experience? There's no such thing as the most effective meditation. There's only such thing as the most suitable, and therefore that's why I keep saying you need to go to a master. Your master will give you a kriya or a meditation that is suitable for you. For those who do not have access to such a master, the most appropriate meditation is my story world meditation. Go to my channel and search for story world. I give a 5-stage meditation technique, which is safe to practice for anyone and everyone. Okay, in fact, that is the most highest level Zen meditation technique that will lead to enlightenment if you have the spark or you do it for long enough time. Of course, this thing takes a long time because it's Zen based. If you want to get results quick, you need to go to a master. Liana, when I say the weather, I don't mean it to be sunny or cold or windy. Oh, okay. Or you mean your internal weather? Mr. Tokokyomi, alpha is formless. Liana, I'm finding it hard to describe. Yeah, I know, I understand. If you're talking about internal weather, then I understand 100% I understand what you're talking about. I can't put it in words either. Alpha, yes, actually I'm following your meditation. Okay, you follow my meditation and get a headache? That's pretty much impossible. So I need to see how you're doing it. That is 100%, I guarantee you, is impossible. Because this meditation technique do not mess around with energy. Do not mess around. If it does not because it do not mess around with energy, it do not cause an energy spike to your head and a build up around. So you will never get the swelling head phenomena. Never. So that means you're doing something very wrong. I need to see how you're doing it. Either you're sitting very incorrectly, you're in a posture that's limiting your blood flow, or instead of listening to sounds and focusing on the real world, you're actually somewhere in your imagination thinking hard about everything and anything, and maybe you're not even aware of it. Liana, the feeling I had in meditation, I just feel alive, but not any emotion. Yep. Alive is life. Meditation is about connection with life. Emotion is the story world or the brain, which is not life. In fact, the brain is anti-life. That's why Descartes got it completely wrong when he said, I think, therefore I am. No. You am. I am. That's it. It's not I think, therefore I am. The truth is I am. That's it. Okay. 2 hours and 10 minutes. We're done. Thank you guys for joining me today. This very, very interesting live stream from home. I really love streaming from home, man. So guys, don't be surprised if I do more and more streams from home. I really love to stream from home. Okay. See you guys tomorrow, 10:30 Turkish time. I knew. Oh, so nice. I can. Yeah. See, home I can do this. Yeah, I can. Oh, I love home. Home is best.